Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's moody, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain's still light. Cali's locked in, Techie's tagged. We're logging in with Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks Techie. Stories, culture, updates too. It's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in for a vault, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around.
Okay, everybody, we are ready for another episode. Episode, I believe,
Yes.
18, getting to 19.
Yeah.
It's a lot of episode numbers. A lot of numbers.
Yeah. I'm logged in, ready to go.
Yeah. No, I'm amazed I'm logged in because this entire past week I've had no voice. I've been just dealing with like I'm gonna spare everybody the details, but it's been coughing and it hasn't been pleasant. I will just state that it just has not been a very pleasant situation. But yeah, but thank goodness here, so we're able to go in to do all this. So anyway, I just lost my iPad. Speaking of everything else. Anyway, and that's probably why I sound kind of nasally and stuff. Anyway,
yeah, you sound a little nasally. I can make out what you're saying, but a little nasally. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Just
what
a
I'm
little.
saying. It's like no, I did not swallow a mouse or anything else. It's just been a rough week. I will just kind of start off with that. So basically recording this on what people basically refer to, I guess, as St. Patrick's Day. But then
Right.
in Massachusetts, Evacuation Day.
Oh,
Yeah.
evacuation day.
Yes. This is the day
What's going
when
on?
Massachusetts was able to claim its independence from the British.
Oh, really?
Yes, and it caused the rest of the colonies to be like, wait a second, the British are evacuating from Massachusetts. Maybe we should start working on creating a Declaration of Independence because now we're actually closer to being independent because the British actually left one of the colonies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah, look it up.
I was today years old when I found out.
Yeah, no. So we went up to the area where the cannons were brought. It was very exciting. It was very cold. I will state that.
Yeah.
Which just made everything just more interesting in general. And no. So from my understanding, and it's funny because it's like I'm looking through the stories that you were mentioning. I, for some reason, had this odd feeling that everything was going to be very Oscar focused. That's what I thought.
Nah.
But it seems like
Nah.
my stories are more entertainment and Oscar focused than yours are this week.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I guess I wouldn't heavily focus on. There's so much going on outside of the Oscars. That I mean, yeah, the highlights are great. Conan, him in the part that I caught for Conan, because I didn't actually watch it. I caught all the highlights. I just I don't sit through award shows anymore. I just wait for the highlights to come on, and then I just watch what I want to watch on YouTube. But I did see that he was dressed up like one of the character roles in the movie. Oh gosh, what was the movie called? And I went and saw it too. It was so good. Oh my gosh, it was with the kids. And they were running with their arms wide. Oh my gosh, what is it called? They're running with their arms out to their sides. What is that movie called? Now I have to look it up.
Yeah, no idea, because I
Oh.
mean, I had no idea why kids were chasing Conan everywhere. So there's actually
Oh
a
yeah. Oh
movie
yeah.
where kids chase a character. Is that
Yes. And hold on. Let me. Where is? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm not remembering the movie. It was so good too. Um,
I'm trying to see if I can beat you to it.
he played Aunt Gladys, but
One battle after another? No, that can't be it.
no, not that one. That one won quite a few awards too. From let me see, Aunt Gladys. What movie?
Yeah, speak out loud of what you're doing so
I
that
can't
everyone can
believe it.
follow.
Oh, Weapons. That's what it's called. Weapons. That movie was so good. Yeah. That's why I guess the kids were chasing him, because it goes with the movie. It goes with the film. I won't give it away. You have to watch it. It's really good though.
Yeah.
It's really creepy, funny, and good at the same time. So yeah. But there were some good winners, some losers. That's what happens. But yeah, I enjoyed what I saw for sure. You win some, you lose some, and some people who thought they would win, they didn't win any. So yeah. But what about you? What do you have about the Oscars?
Yeah,
the good old Oscars.
I got a lot. So
You do?
yes. So
Okay.
Conan, at the end of the show, ended up getting a new position. I don't know if you saw this clip or not.
No.
So he did the Oscars a year ago, and he did the Oscars this year.
Yeah.
So at the end of the Oscars, he was offered the ability to be Oscar host for life.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Oh, congratulations to him. I wonder if he took the role.
Oh,
Took the position.
he took the position at the end of the show,
That's-
and they showed him his new office, and he sat down really excited, and then green smoke started coming down, and then next thing you know, he's being burned at a morgue.
Oh, what?
Yep. And
Okay.
then that office door, which went and said Conan O'Brien, Oscar host for life, was replaced with Oscar host for life, Mr. Beast.
Is that why I saw something about he got fired, or I saw something in the headlines and I was like, what?
Yep.
I wonder if it had something to do with that.
Yep.
Mr. Beast hosting the
Yes.
Oscars, I can't even see that.
But you can.
I guess I will.
Because YouTube has bought out the rights to the Oscars.
Yeah, the Oscars will be streaming in 2029. They'll no longer be on broadcast television. I do know that.
Which means the YouTube creators and influencers are going to be in control of the broadcast.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I
Yeah.
don't know.
They will be.
That's gonna change the how can I say it? It's gonna change the atmosphere if influencers start hosting the Oscars, and I don't know if that's gonna be good or not. The Oscars is a very prestige, elite, kind of adulting type award show,
Yep.
award ceremony, and I don't know if influencers like Mr. Beast and others like can really bring that type of same. I don't know if they can match. They probably can, but I just don't know. It'd be something to see for sure because it's something that's never been done.
But that's why Conan had this sketch at the end of him being the Oscar host for life, meaning he was being lured into an office so that they could go and kill him. So that way, essentially, he would then be put into this morgue and burnt, and Mr. Beast could take over.
That's interesting.
He passed the baton
Wow.
from ABC and people like Conan. Conan, of course, being someone who was brought up with NBC and all this other things. Conan passed the baton to Mr. Beast.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, here's the thing. There is a YouTube influencer who is already doing better in box office performance than anybody else out there. And you probably aren't even aware about it.
Which is who?
I don't know
Who's
if you
the
are
person
or not.
doing better?
Markiplier.
I don't know. Who?
Markiplier.
No, I don't know who that is. I thought you said Mark McGuire. I'm like, who?
Nope. Nope. Have you heard the movie Iron Lung?
No,
Okay.
I
So,
haven't. Iron Lung.
yep. So, essentially, $3 million budget made by a YouTube influencer, who essentially decided that a video game that they played on their stream many, many years ago had a really strong story to the point where they wanted to buy the rights to it, was able to buy the rights to it, created a movie for $3 million, was then able to convince their audience to then show up to various movie theaters to go and to actually see this particular film. And as a result, can you guess how much money that has been made so far worldwide off of this $3 million?
I don't know, considering I've never even heard of it. 3 million. How much?
$49 million.
Where the heck have I been?
I have no idea. And you being entertainment,
Iron Lung.
this is why I'm
Hello?
saying that you mentioned, and that's why I'm sorry to set you up, but you mentioned all the things about, oh, YouTube influencing, and oh, it's going to change the way that the Academy Awards works, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, there's a good chance Iron Lung could be dominating next year, especially with YouTube running the show.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. Yeah, and it's not to really criticize because, excuse me, it's not to really criticize because honestly, I don't sit and watch the Oscars. I've never watched an entire Oscar show. I've always only watched highlights. But I just know from the way that people hold the Oscars at such a high prestige because it's like the highest honor when it comes to awards for film. And then people, it's just like how traditional news, how it started looking at new media and then the YouTube influencers jumping in their lane. And then it's almost like the traditional way of reporting the news and journalism started kind of taking on what the influencers were doing or new media was doing. But there was always a level of criticism because, you know, old school ways of reporting the news and everything like that is like the best way, the ethical way, the credible way, etc. And so people are very high society that I've seen when it comes to the Oscars. And so when I heard about when you mentioned Mr. Beast, and you said other influencers, I'm like, well, what is that, gonna turn the Oscars into? Because it's not. I can see if it was like the MTV Awards, I'm like, oh yeah, I can see that, or the VH1 Awards, oh I can see that. But when you said the Oscars, I'm like, what? So yeah, again, same thing. It'd just be interesting to see that approach when it comes to, these actors who take the Oscars and their art so serious when it comes to that type of award ceremony. But, you know, the doors are opening in ways that we've never seen before when it comes to influencers and
Yeah.
social media.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
make things even worse. When
What's
Iron
that?
Lung first came out, it was at the top of the box office numbers as far as
Mm-hmm.
showcasing how much money. But overnight, it disappeared, even though it was making more money than some of these big name movies. And it got to the point where
So why did it disappear?
that's what happened. Markiplier went to
Uh-huh.
his YouTube audience and said, "What is going on here? We were doing really well, and then all of a sudden, it's not like we moved down the chart. We're just off the chart. Something's not right here." And then Box Office Mojo, which is by IMDb Pro, IMDb is by Amazon essentially, basically had to come out and be like, "Oh, there was a glitch that took place. Um, we're gonna go and look into it and find out what's going on." And it's like, of all movies that there was a glitch that took place, it happens to be the one of the YouTube influencer that's completely disrupting the entire movie industry with this one movie.
This goes into exactly what I was just saying about the Oscars. This is exactly my point. It's gonna rub some people. I would not be surprised, rather, not say it will, but I would not be surprised if it's gonna rub some people the wrong way, because again, it's the film industry, and then the influencers are they might feel that it's downgraded, and then here you got this influencer that's really dominating the film industry for 2026, and they're trying to shadow ban it, hide it. They're trying to, make it disappear, and then all of a sudden there's this glitch. What glitch, right?
Oh yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
let me
it's
talk about that now. If you
okay.
go to see Iron Lung at some movie theaters, the audio quality is not at the proper mix.
Oh, that's terrible. They don't even have the Dolby stereo sound. That's terrible.
So
That's terrible.
if you want to go see Iron Lung, you need to go to one of these art houses that are respecting the craft versus some of these other theaters, and I'm not going to name names and get into that, who may be purposefully, not so purposefully, mixing the audio in such a way that there might be some parts that just might not necessarily be at the level as it should be if Markiplier was going and saying, "Hey, this is how the audio mix is supposed to be." Just saying.
Wow.
And that's been
That's
called
messed
out.
up.
Yeah. So,
That's messed up. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Wow.
yeah. So, inside baseball here.
Mm, mm, mm.
Originally, this movie was supposed to be playing only in 3 theaters to begin with. However,
Mm.
Markiplier's audience was just like, we want to see the movie. So Markiplier basically said, "Hey, I want you to go out, and any place where you're going to have a group of people go see this movie, go call up that movie theater and say, 'Hey, listen, we need you to put Iron Lung in your theater.'" And these theaters were like, "Okay, fine, we got calls, get us this movie." And they were able to make whatever type of deal because they're not dealing with a studio. So in a way, it's more lucrative
Mhm.
to play Iron Lung than probably some of these other movies, which is relying more on concessions. But anyway, the point is that there was basically a discovery of essentially, because these fans were able to go and to influence the theaters and get them to say, like, "Hey, this is something we actually want to go see." As a result, the theaters are complying. They may not be putting it at the best time slots, but people are still showing up, even if the theaters are burying the time of when this movie is located.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's basically going to be, I won't say an uphill battle, but sort of a little bit, because it's going to be tough for, again, it's the same thing. New media influencers, they sort of jumped in the middle of traditional journalism and news reporting, and I won't say made it more laxed, but in a sense, it's a little bit more laxed when it comes to reporting news, and everybody wants to use the word allegedly, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, a new way of doing things, creating videos, creating shorts. Okay, then now you got all these news stations that are doing the same thing. They have shorts, they have videos, and that's been going on for a long time, but it wasn't welcomed. It wasn't embraced. And so now you see the same thing. It's like the influencers are infringing on the film industry. But the thing is, it just goes to show you, whether it's news, whether it's film, whether it's whatever, comedy, that's all entertainment. Because a lot of comedians that got their notoriety through social media. They didn't go to comedy clubs and do the old school things and standing up in front of a crowd and standing up and doing their bit and making everybody laugh. They create little skits and stuff on YouTube and TikTok, and now they're making tons of money, way faster than any of the comedians that's been in the business for many years. So it's like I'm not going to say every industry, but some prominent industries, film, entertainment, news, feel like they're being infringed on when it comes to social media and influencers, because you got the older comedians, or the old school comedians that's been in it for a little while, got a name for themselves, but it took them so long to get to where they are. And they hating on the new influencers that's coming in and getting millions of views and getting all these deals and everything like that. And so same thing, as soon as you said Mr. Beast, I said, oh, not MTV, not VH1, but the Oscars, that's going to be really interesting. And then look at what they're doing to this guy's film project, making all this money, but they're trying to hide it and not and putting it at times where it's really off, not the best show times, not the best theaters, not the best sound quality. That's very intentional.
But they're saying, oh no, they're just accidents. This is just an
industries
accident.
are afraid. Industries are afraid because it's taking the control that they believe they had out of their hands. I mean, and then again, same thing with streaming. I mean, versus, movies are streaming. So there, and once upon a time, when a movie would air or a show would air, they get monies from the syndication. Once it goes to streaming, like Netflix, there is no money. You get paid one time and that's it. So people are not embracing new media. And I'm going to call it new media, whether it's journalism, whether it's film, whether it's comedy. It's all media and it's all new. Not for us, but it's a new way of doing things. It's a new way of presenting information. It's a new way of television programming.
Yeah.
And people are afraid of that. They're afraid of that because think about it. All you need is a phone and a good camera. You don't have to go through the casting couch and go through all these auditions and all these different things to get somebody to lay eyes on you. All you need is a camera. And then and a matter of discovery, and then you go from there. So it'd be interesting to see. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Times are definitely changed.
And then to add even more layers to this, we have to talk about K-pop demon hunters. In that, essentially, you got a worldwide audience that is in love with this movie. And
right.
This is the first time that there was a significant K-pop artist or team that won an Oscar. In this case, 2 Oscars. And yet the Academy...
And didn't they perform too?
They performed. But the
Mm-hmm.
Academy decided that they were going to go and play the music, not allowing the team to actually give their speech, while allowing others who may not necessarily have had the same regard in the general public, but had the crowd in that auditorium. And so a lot of people are kind of asking about, I think the guy's name is, what is it, Michael B. Johnson? I don't know who it was that
Jordan. Michael
Jordan.
B. Jordan.
Michael B. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
that won and was given a lot of respect by them not playing music while he was talking versus K-pop Demon Hunters. They literally lowered the microphone and started playing music while the ones who won the award were trying to give their speech.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
And people who are in the tech world are taking offense to that particular thing. And they are saying, if this was on the YouTube version, which is going to be taking place next year, they are curious if that moment would have happened. And if that moment would have been
Hmm.
respected.
Yeah, these award shows, they've been moving funny. They've been
S-
moving really, really funny, with
So,
what they've
so,
been doing and what they've been allowing.
so
Um,
it's a good chance that next year, with it being on YouTube, essentially that particularly means that everyone's wondering, are they even going to be considering this whole speech time clock anymore? Because there's nothing
they
bumping up
should,
against
because
it.
people are sitting in an audience and people need to go home. You can't talk forever.
Oh, understood. But at the same
Yeah.
time, if someone who is a producer is seeing that there is a moment that's happening here that legitimately needs to
Mm-hmm.
be expressed and that it would be
Mm-hmm.
inappropriate to cut them off, then they should let the moment shine, right?
Um, yes, I believe I've seen cases like that. But I've actually been to an award show. I went to the Grammys. It's so long. It's not even what's televised. Like, while the commercials are airing, the award shows are still going, and people are still talking and thanking everybody under the sun. So it can get very, very long and lengthy, and you're dozing off, you're falling asleep, depending on who's up there. Um, so I think it's hard to say because you want to be fair. You don't want to say, "Oh, well, if it's this, then this." You don't want to put a bunch of conditionals on. Um, yeah, that's hard to say because even if something is happening in a moment, well, then everybody might feel like they're having a moment. But who's gonna determine? No, that wasn't a moment. We don't. You might consider that a moment, but we don't consider that a moment. So we need you to wind it down because your time is running out. Versus this person, you get a full 5 minutes because you're having a moment. I
But
think
but
it's hard
that's
to.
what's happening. That's what's happening right now. Is essentially there are
Yeah.
those and the internet's seeing it. Like people on Reddit are seeing it, where there are some people that are talking, and then the person that everybody was actually ready for talking gets cut down because the other person talked too much, and then it's like, wait a
Yeah.
second, I would have rather had it go the other way.
Yeah. That in itself, I think that comes down to what we used to say back in the day. I don't know if people still say it, but like pulling rank, like, basically a status type situation. Like, yeah, we'll give it to you, but we're not going to give it to you for whatever the reason is, but this person over here, and that stuff is done on purpose. I don't know why. And I do think that it's really messed up to play music over one person and have their mic turned down. That's really crazy. Like, what is the purpose of that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get
I
it.
mean, they ended up
I don't get
like
it.
stopping the music and they let the person talk, but they didn't raise the mic back up, and like the person had to literally like hunch down, and it was a female to make it even more amusing. And
Hmm.
it just there's all these nuances that everybody's kind of wondering what is going to happen when YouTube has now taken over the show. Because YouTube taking over it means that it's not going to play off the way that it was on ABC. 100%. You're not going to get that. There's no commercials. It's not the same game
Yeah, you're right
at all.
about that. You're right. There's no commercials, so the award show can be way longer
Yes,
than what has normally been televised.
it's going to be
Um,
way longer, and essentially, it's going to be in a setup where there's no commercial break, so it is going to keep going on. Like it's just
yeah,
gonna
there's going to
keep.
have to be a break. They're going to have some type of. It's going to have to be regulated in some kind of way because I mean, it's not like it's Coachella where it's going 24 hours.
Right.
I mean, there's going to have to be some form of time regulation, just to keep things in order. It's a lot of awards, but that's gonna be interesting though, because that is a great point. There will be no commercials. So
No.
ooh, what are
That
they
I
gonna
that
do?
that's why I was like I thought it was just fascinating that it's like I am never interested in the Oscars or entertainment or anything, but the amount of tech people that have been talking about this has been fascinating because I never see them talking about the Oscars, but for some reason they care about it this time.
Well, I guess it remains to be seen.
So I will say this. You mentioned about the Grammys. So
Yeah.
were you at the Grammys this year?
No, 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 no.
Uh,
This was years ago, and I was sitting. Everything is sectioned off, right? They do everything by section. So you have the platinum section, which is the very front rows. You have the silver section, which is right behind that, and I was in the gold section. So I sat with a lot of music producers and Olympic athletes. That was my section. Yeah. So I counted though. I was 33 rows away from the stage.
there you go.
I do know that.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
bring up a new music internet sensation. And you're going to probably tell me,
Mm-hmm.
what are you talking about? Their names,
Okay.
Boy Throb. Have you heard of them?
Who?
Boy Throb.
No.
No.
Boy Throb. No, I have no idea.
Okay. It's made up of one of the guys, for example, he got rejected on American Idol. I think that's the show. Essentially saying that he was too boy bandy. But anyway, the point is that
Oh.
there's three guys, technically four. Three guys are in America. One guy is in India. His name's Darshan. They have been posting for a long period of time. They have two songs out right now, and they've been posting for a long period of time that they are trying to do everything they possibly can to get Darshan a visa to come to the US. And that means that they have now over 1 million followers. They've been on Howie Mandel's podcast. Howie Mandel would love to manage them. They've gone through two managers
Mm.
already. There's a whole drama. They've basically performed New Kids on the Block. Like it's a whole thing. Any anyway,
Wow.
we've been following the visa application, the entire process, as if we're watching a soap opera. And essentially, one of the parts of it, they went and they would sing about the whole process. So they would sing of like, okay, we need to get press to go. So if anybody knows any press that can go and talk about what we're doing, and they sing all these songs about the process of getting Darshan here to America so that they can go on tour together. Well, they've been waiting for this visa application to go through, and they finally got a response from the government. And guess what the government said?
Mm-hmm. What's that?
No, Darshan cannot get a visa because he is not a material part of the band, and that he is not considered material basically because you cannot go and beg a bunch of press and news agencies to talk about Darshan, and thus now Darshan is important because you've submitted all this press that essentially states that they were begged to write an article about you, so they wrote an article about you, so you're basically creating all this false information to create celebrity when there's no celebrity present. And in which case, everybody's like, are you kidding me? Like, these guys are big deals on the internet.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. And they even were at the Grammys this year. And
oh wow.
If you look at the behind the scenes video of when they were at the Grammys, they found themselves, because I mean they're very obvious because they're in pink tracksuits with yellow ties, and it's a whole getup with the words "boy throb" on the back of the jackets. But essentially, a lot of the what you would call the normal celebrities that attend the Grammys all wanted to take a picture with Boy Throb. Yeah.
So, in spite of the level of popularity, the connections, meaning being connected to the Grammys, I'm sorry, not the Grammys, being connected to the band, being an essential part, band member, excuse me. Who said no? The immigration department?
The immigration
denied
department
him?
Denied because they said that Darshan, that basically all these things that were being done in a celebrity standpoint was being done without Darshan anyway. So technically, the three boys don't need Darshan to be in America. Darshan can continue doing what he's doing virtually. There's no reason to grant the visa because he's not material enough to the project.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because look at the, if you remember some of our previous episodes, they're in the middle of denying so many applications and deporting people and sending them back home, what they believe is their home, rather, whether they've been here 20 plus years or what have you. And so they are like, yeah, your level of celebrity is not celebrity enough, especially if you've been able to do what you've been doing separately, not within the US. So, just continue to do that. And I think that's unfortunate because one of the important parts of being in a band is performing. Being an artist is performing. Yep. And what are the artists here in the United States? They're going to perform and have him on a screen? Like what?
I mean, that's what's happening currently. That's the problem.
Well, they do. I wonder if they'll do a temporary. I wonder if they'll do a temporary visa, not temporary, but like a work visa.
They won't.
They won't do a work visa.
They won't do it. They won't do anything.
Terrible.
No. So essentially,
oh my goodness.
What people in the audience are saying is, I think their biggest problem is that all of their songs basically have too much of a focus on the three guys that are in America. They need to do a song that's basically Darshan, and essentially with them backing Darshan up. They need to prove that Darshan is so important that he needs to be coming into America so that they can tour. Like, that's the problem.
That's an uphill battle. Another uphill battle.
Yeah.
Because our current administration is, yeah, we know what's going on with that.
No, exactly.
Letting people in the country versus sending them out of the country. Yeah, that's a tough one. That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, because our country is basically saying that their entire tour that they have planned, was going can happen anyway without Darshan being here. Where the boy throb is like, no, we're not going to go and tour across the country if Darshan's not here with us. There's no point. Everyone's not here to go in to see a cardboard cutout of Darshan. They want to meet Darshan.
Right. Right. Oh. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. The times, the days and the times we're living in. My
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah. So that's basically that. Did I mention yet the resolution to the whole PetSmart thing, by the way?
No.
So
Uh-uh.
apparently what has been brought up, and I had absolutely no idea about this, is that the history of the PetSmart logo, which I did not know about, from 1986 to 1988, it was the Pet Food Warehouse. It then became, in 1988 to 1989, PetSmart Pet Foods. PETS,
Oh, wow. Okay.
PetSmart, which means it was a mart, not smart.
Yeah. It wasn't smart. Okay.
Okay? Then, in 1989 to 1992, they came out with PET, all in capital letters, S in small letter, MART in capital letters. So essentially a combination of PetSmart and PetSmart. All the letters were in the color red. Yeah. Finally, in 2005 is when they decided to take the SMART and change the red to blue.
Okay.
So that is how we are at the whole thing of the PetSmart to PetSmart. The person seemed to know a lot more about the history of the company than the company themselves.
Oh my goodness. So the resolution is what?
That if you were in the 80s, it was a mart. But if you're
But
anywhere
if you are in current times,
from 2005 on, it is PetSmart.
the pet is smart. Pets are smart.
Well, it's a
Oh my
place to go
goodness
in
gracious.
to find people who are smart about pets. But this whole thing of
Right.
going and saying like, oh, PetSmart is an old thing from a long time ago, not true. In 88, it was a mart for pets.
That's interesting. It's interesting how they changed it up like that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Hmm. So it was a mart once upon a time. Well, I guess the guy who made the song and brought all the attention to the logo, I guess he got the information that he wanted, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if he's satisfied, but yeah, I saw the traction about it online. I didn't know about it prior to you mentioning it, and then when I looked at it, I'm like, "Oh, who is this guy?" I'm like, "Oh, wow, this is really a thing."
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why everybody's just sitting there and it's just like, okay, we're done. Like I think this is the end of that story, but it just felt inconvenient to go into not at least capture the finality of it. Is that yes, at one point it was a mart and now it's considered smart. Who cares?
It's so
But
funny too because when I drive past, because there's one in a shopping plaza that I frequent, and now I'm gonna look at the logo like, wow, PetSmart. Like you were once PetMart. I don't know. Like
right.
it's just interesting how things come up in the media, and then you're looking at it and things that you never even paid attention to, never had a reason, never anything, and then somebody made it a thing, and now you're looking at it like, hey, wow, PetSmart. It's like you look at it a little differently.
Right.
Not that you care so much, but you still look at it differently because you have a piece of information, you know, the history and things like that of what it once was and what it is now. So, yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to look up the history of any logo or most logos that are well known of, and this isn't a sponsor, but 1000logos.net/retailer. So that's 1000, so 3 zeros, logos.net/retailer. If you go there, you can then click on a letter, and then you can click on any logo, and then figure out exactly how it became that particular logo. Yeah. 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 So it's like you can just no, but this whole thing has resulted in now this little bit of history. So it's like I was just going through the logos, and it seems like the only logo where I'm noticing no change at all was basically Michael's, which is an art store. They basically like just kept playing with the font of Michael's. Yeah.
Yeah, Michael's is definitely arts and crafts.
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's just like a fun little hey, if you've made it this far, this might be something to go and have fun and figure out your next inspiration of what type of song are you going to come up with next to go into challenge the current CEO and get everybody all excited with everybody not realizing that you're basically referencing something that happened a while ago. I mean, they even have Tupperware on this thing. That's what's really funny.
Oh, good gracious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's super old school.
Yeah, you can see that. Cool. So I know this episode I pretty much dominated probably the whole thing. Is there
No, you know, all my stories they can wait. They can wait because it's not gonna get it won't be old by next Tuesday.
Okay, cool. No. I just felt like for some reason that these particular stories, there was some important information. You saw how like one led to the next as far as how we basically went from the Oscars to the Grammys to just everything else of just
to the boy band.
Yeah.
To the
and the YouTuber that's like following their passion and being like, hey, I'm gonna take $3 million of my own money. Oh, look, I made $40 million. And like, what does that now mean for Hollywood that's been spending like $100 million on whatever movies they're making when it's like someone else made three? There is a lot of disruption that's about to happen, and I feel like if someone who's as well educated in entertainment as you is unaware of it, then there is a reckoning that is about to happen to the entire movie theater scene.
Ooh, and people are going to be upset.
Yeah.
Upset. They're gonna say things like, "I studied at Juilliard," and or is that acting or dancing?
I have no idea.
But I think that's acting. But yeah, it's gonna be some people who are upset. I'm telling you, I seen it happen. The example that keeps popping up in my head is comedians like Mike Epps, Eddie Murphy, all kinds of comedians, no matter the genre, Jerry Seinfeld, it doesn't matter. The ones that did the really, really hard work touring at little comedy clubs. These new social media comedians, they don't have to go to comedy clubs. They're getting millions of subscribers just by doing little skits, doing little shorts. And the old school comedians, they had a lot to say about it. People saying they hating on them. And I just look at it like, look, don't be mad at the new comedians and that are using new media, because they are using what's available to them at this time. You didn't have it available to you, but if you did, you would use it. So don't
Right.
get mad at them for not going your route. They don't have to, because times have changed. So they're doing what's available at their time, in their era, their generation. You did what was available in your generation, but you can't say that they're not as funny because they didn't do it the same way that you did it. So the same thing with that is what I'm seeing slowly happening with film. You mentioning the guy Mark, what's his name? Markiplier?
Markiplier.
Markiplier?
Markiplier.
Yeah. You know what they're doing? Yeah, what they did to his film. So it's like the same thing. It's tradition. They don't want to see the new blood. They don't like it.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They want you to pay your dues, and they feel like you're not paying your dues.
I'm just
And
gonna.
you should not be able to make that much money as fast, and you should not be able to have an audience that large that fast. No way.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
basically, like when Iron Lung first came out, it had a 43% Rotten score on Rotten Tomatoes,
Mm-hmm.
with the popcorn meter being closer to, I think it was like 90. And the YouTube community went nuts. And they said, this is the exact example of why Rotten Tomatoes is not relevant.
See, and Rotten Tomatoes wants to stay relevant.
Right. Well, at the time,
Even
there
Rotten
was...
Tomatoes wants to stay.
Well, so Rotten Tomatoes for Iron Lung has decided to accept 46 reviews. So all of a sudden, overnight, magically, Iron Lung now has a tomato score of 61%. Not rotten, fresh.
Oh, really? Yep, because Rotten Tomatoes didn't like the backlash that Rotten Tomatoes itself was getting. And then you start saying that it's irrelevant, and you let that start going around social media, you're gonna start losing business the way you had it. Nobody's gonna rely on your views, your output, your feedback, because they're gonna say it's biased. They're gonna, you know what I mean? So yeah, they didn't want that. So yeah, the overnight thing was just like the glitch, right?
Yeah,
It was just like the glitch.
because if you click on top critics, they're basically saying 2 out of 5. They're saying there's no plot here. They can't even give a rating. Another 2 out of 5, C+, etc., etc. And then all of a sudden you click on all critics, and then now all of a sudden you've got all these other people that are going and saying, like, they have a review from Film Threat, and they have reviews from some other things like Bloody Awesome Movie Podcast. Like, wait a second, now you're including that as part of the rating?
Where'd these people come from? Now you're including where'd this come from? All of a sudden, overnight, all these people like you, they had to have had some of these things already, and they just didn't include them.
Yeah. So
yeah,
that's again, that's why I just wanted to bring it to the table.
that's the power of influence.
And just
That's
essentially
the power of influence.
But I feel like maybe there's going to be a lot of YouTubers talking about it, but as far as podcast shows, I don't think many people are discussing this topic right now. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we're probably ahead of our time right now.
I feel it. I feel it. I feel like someone's going to be looking at this years later and being like, man, I should have been listening to that show. Because they had it way before.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, the writing is on the wall, you know. The writing is on the wall. If you're in tune with how things have been going, like, you know, you mentioned what you mentioned, and I was able to relate it to the different things that I related it to, whether it be the Grammys, whether it be the Oscar elite and prestige, and how they're gonna how it's gonna rub them the wrong way. The comedian aspect of things, how the old does not want to embrace the new. They feel threatened. They don't like it. So
yeah,
we're gonna see more. It's gonna have, especially once things continue to get more into streaming. Access Hollywood, that ran for I think 30 years on NBC, has been canceled. It's like regular television broadcasting is dying, like literally before our eyes. Like, and so we're gonna see it.
So
We're gonna see these things
I need
happen
to
right before our eyes.
give full disclosure that I do have shares in a company that is called Legion M, which is an independent, and essentially what you do is you go and you can purchase shares as an independent investor, and they're using that whole crowdsourcing attempt.
I already did.
Yep. So that's what I'm saying.
Did years ago.
That's what I'm saying. So I just wanted to just mention that in case anybody's going and saying like,
"Oh yeah, go ahead." I'm sorry. I thought you were telling me. Yeah, tell the audience. Go ahead.
No. I'm just saying full disclosure that we're both then investors in that, and just whatever influence that has on us, that does. But essentially, I just don't want you to think like we have any ulterior motive. We would have talked about this even if we weren't investors.
Absolutely.
If that makes any sense.
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
I need to.
For sure.
I need to log out because it has been a long session. But I will speak to you next week.
All right. I'm logging out too. I'll talk to you next week. It's been a great session. Have a good night.
All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Okay.
That's okay. Coffee's loading, brain still lag. Tally's logged in. Keys tag, we're logging in. With Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks Techie. Stories, culture, updates too. He's logging in, brought to you. System ready, slightly unstable. You're logging in. 404, boredom not found. You're logging in, best show around. Boot it up, don't crash today. Wi-Fi's loaded, that's okay. Coffee's loading, brain still lag. Kali's logged in. We're logging in with Kali and Techie. Kali bringing culture. Techie talks Techie.